Mr. Noisy the Music Man. Mr. Tune was on his way to Mr. Noisy's house. In the back of his van were two very large boxes.
Mr. Noisy's neighbours are in for a big surprise, and I don't think they'll like it.
Ever since I was a small boy and spoke with a
Very small, very quiet voice.
there was something I wanted more than anything in the whole world. I wanted to play in a band. I'll help you unload the boxes, Mr. Tune. Goodbye, Mr. Tune. I wondered if he heard me.
At last, Mr. Noisy could hardly wait to open the boxes. Can you guess what was inside them? Yes, you're right. Mr. Noisy bought a set of drums, and they were just as loud and noisy as Mr. Noisy himself. Mr. Uppity was well known as a very rude man, and now he was going to be very rude indeed.
I am extremely angry, and so is everyone in Mr. Land. Why are you making this terrible noise? Noise? It's music, Mr. Uppity. I want to play in a band, but also I want to be a good neighbor. I'll send the drums back to Mr. Tune. Try to keep the noise down, Mr. Tune. We don't want to disturb the neighbors.
I'll do my best, Mr. Noisy.
Goodbye, Mr. Tune. Have a safe journey.
Mr. Noisy playing the electric guitar was even worse than Mr. Noisy playing drums.
I am furious, Mr. Noisy. How can I get my beauty sleep with you making that dreadful noise?
Dreadful noise? Oh, you mean my electric guitar? I'm practicing. I want to play in a band. I'm sorry, Miss Splendid. I'll find something quieter.
Well, I thought...
Oh, no. Mr. Noisy is at it again. If only someone could find a way of making him stop. Ah, here's Mr. Clever. He'll know what to do. Mr. Clever, I'm sure I speak for everyone in Mr. Land when I complain about Mr. Noisy. We don't get any sleep at night and have to listen to that awful racket all day. If only Mr. Noisy could find a nice, quiet musical instrument.
A quiet musical instrument.
Then Mr. Clever had an idea.
What an idea. I'll phone Mr. Tune.
Yes, Mr. Clever. I'll bring one to Mr. Noisy right away.
Hello, Mr. Noisy. Mr. Clever here. I've thought of a way you can play in a band without disturbing your neighbours.
That's a wonderful idea, Mr. Clever. I'll start practicing as soon as Mr. Tune delivers it.
The next day there was quite a crowd at the outdoor concert. And all the Mr. Men and Little Misses were very happy with their new conductor, a conductor with a quiet musical instrument.